Hello, I'm so thankful that you are here today. Looks like we've got a couple of people here for the live, which is just fantastic. Okay, we're going to be going over math. You have told me that you want more math videos and you really like these live stream because it feels like we are actually in a class. And I really like that, not quite as polished and a little bit more raw. So do me a favor, comment in the chat and tell me where are you watching this video from? I would love to know. So type in the chat and tell us where you're coming from. Okay. So we're going to be working on linear equations. Now, when you think of the word linear, tell me, type in the chat, what word comes to mind? Linear. I'll give you a clue. It has the word right in it, right? Okay, linear. What word do you see in here? Oh gosh, you can't even see it because of the light. It's kind of tricky. Let me adjust that. Uh, we're going to do our best here. Okay, yeah. So linear has the word line in it, right? So when we're dealing with equations and when we have a linear equation, then that means we have a line. Chloe, absolutely a line. So as we're doing a class, I have a request of you. And that is when I ask a question, I want you to answer. I want all of you to answer because that means you're going to be more engaged. And when you're more engaged in a lesson, then you actually learn a lot better. Okay. So I ask a question and I want you to comment. But before we get started, I do want to share something with you. Okay. So, in a couple of weeks, I guess it's next week, actually, not a couple of weeks, next week, I have a free masterclass. So, I do these live videos on YouTube, but we're going to be hopping over into Zoom where we have a more interactive live class. And the class is called uh, HiSET or GED HiSET Success, your roadmap to passing. And in this free class, we're going to be going over several strategies that you all have a hard time with. And we will go over strategies to help you be more successful. I've been doing this for several years and I know what it takes to pass the test. And I want to have an interactive class where we will go over it together. And I'm teaching the class 3 different times. So I would like you to give me a heart if you are going to click on the link and you're going to register for the class. I would love to see you in the class. So give me a heart or give this video a thumbs up and let me know that you'll be there at that live class because you have to be live because it's just more fun. Oh, I see some hearts coming in. Fantastic. And Laura, welcome from San Diego. So glad that you're here. Okay, linear equations. We're going to be going over several linear equations. We're going to start off simple, and then we're going to do some that are maybe just a little bit more complex. Okay. All right. So again, this is kind of driving me nuts with the glare, but we'll get it better for next time. Okay. So I want you to solve these with me. Okay. So we're going to start off with just some basic ones. Oh, Dolene, Mohammed, Nakia, thank you so much. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you in person. Well, not in person, but live. I'll be able to see your beautiful faces during this masterclass. It's really going to be special. Oh, and we've got Jay Nichols from Louisiana. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to go 4z plus 1 equals 9. So what do we have to do here? We have to solve for z. Now, you may be wondering, why are you choosing z, Michelle? Why not choose x? X is usually the common one because really you can use any letter, right? So we're choosing z today. So let's solve this, okay? The first thing I have to do is isolate the variable. Okay, I want you to say that with me. Ready? Isolate the variable. What does isolate mean? It means get it alone. Sometimes I like to use my marker as a microphone and sing the song from the 80s about how do I get you alone, right? I'm talking to the Z. I want the Z to be alone. So I've got to get rid of the z, or I've got to get rid of this 1 so that the z can be alone. How do I get rid of the 1? I get it by subtracting, okay? And I like to draw a line right here because whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 1 right there. And then I just like to bring things down. I kind of like to do this like a funnel. So 1 plus 1 minus 1 is just going to be 0, right? So mathematicians are lazy. They're not going to want to put 1. Venick, absolutely, minus 1. Sorry if I like slaughter your names. I don't mean to. Okay, so 9 minus 1 is what? Type it in the chat. 8. And so now what do? I want the z to be isolated. Isolate the variable. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4. And what do I get? This cancels out. 4z divided by 4 is just going to be z. And then 8 divided by 4 is going to be 2. Look at that, Dolene. You got it. Way to go. All right. So we're going to do this is just a simple one, okay? We'll do some with fractions, some with parentheses, and some where the variable is actually on both sides, okay? But we just have 15 minutes together because this is a short lesson. Okay. Let's do another one here. Okay. All right. This time we're going to go 3y minus 7 equals 14. Okay. Tell me, what is the first thing I have to do? Everybody type in the chat. What do I do next? So I want to isolate the variable. What do? I'm going to add 7 to both sides so that my y is all the way alone. Yes. Add 7. I draw the line just to remind me. You don't have to draw the line, but it helps me. Yes, isolation. You got it. Okay, so I'm left with 3y. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0, but they're too lazy to write 0, so we just leave it out. So 14 plus 7 is what? Type in the chat. 14 plus 7. 21. And what do I do now? Oh, look at this. Dolene's already figured it out. Fantastic. What do I do next? I'm going to divide both sides by 3 because I want to isolate the variable. So divide by 3. Divide by 3. The 3's cancel out. And I'm left with y equals 21 21 divided by 3 is what? 21 divided by 3 is 7. So y equals 7. Now, sometimes people ask me, Michelle, why do write down every single step? Like that just seems maybe unnecessary. So the reason I do this every single time is I like to see the funnel. Do you see how this is kind of like a funnel? Kind of looks like a piece of pizza, right? Or like an upside down Christmas tree. Doing this is really important because if I just kind of start throwing things around, then I miss steps. Okay. And so whenever I'm doing math problems, whether it be order of operations or linear equations, bringing it down really helps. And so I want to make sure that you're doing that so that you don't forget any steps. Okay. So y equals 7. Okay. If you were on here at the beginning with us, I invited you to a free masterclass that I'm teaching. It's called GED HiSET Success, your roadmap to passing. I really believe in all of you, and I want you to be so successful. So I'm doing this live masterclass where it's a 1-hour masterclass and it's on Zoom, so I can see all your beautiful faces, and it's going to be more interactive than just our YouTube lives. And so I invite all of you to attend it. I have 3 different options of times. So please make sure that you attend one of those. It'll make a huge difference. So again, give me a heart or a thumbs up if you're if you're going to attend one of these free classes that I am offering just for you. So give me a sign. Give me a sign that you're here and that you're excited for that class, because it'll be the first time I've ever offered a class like this. And People have been asking me for more lives, more classes, more time together, and I'm giving this to you, okay? All right. We are going to now do parentheses, okay? Equations with parentheses. Okay, so this time we're going to go to the x because a lot of times we see x's, not all the time, but sometimes we do. Equals 15. Okay, so what we have right here is going to be the distributive property. Okay, so when you think about the word distribute, I want you to think about, Dolene, you just signed up. Fantastic. I can't wait to see you and to meet you in person. It'll be fantastic. So distributive property. So when you hear the word distribute, what do you think about? You think about, let's say you have a group of friends and you have a chocolate bar, and you're going to break your chocolate bar in half and then, or break it into pieces, and then you're going to distribute. You're going to give everybody a piece, right? That's exactly what we are doing right here. We are going to be distributing. Okay. So, what I have in parentheses, first thing I want to do is combine like terms. X and 2. Tell me, are they alike? Can I combine X and 2 together? No, I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is I'll leave it there, but then I'm going to distribute. So remember, we just talked about passing out chocolate to all of our friends, right? So we're going to call this 3 the chocolate. And who are the friends X and 2? So I'm going to give a little chocolate to X, a little chocolate to 2. Or I'm going to give 3 a little bit of, or X a little bit of 3. So I'm going to multiply. So what is 3 times X? Type in the chat and tell me. 3 times X. 3X. Okay. Given the X a little bit of 3. And now I love these answers. You guys are so engaged and so focused. Okay. So now I'm going to go X and give a little, or 3 and give a little bit of 3 over here to this 2. Give a little chocolate. So what is 3 times 2? 6, right? Now, is it a positive 6 or a negative 6? It's positive, right? You guys got it. So it's a positive 6 because this is positive. And the 3 is positive, but it doesn't, we don't put positive signs in front. Why? Because mathematicians are lazy, right? Okay, so I'll just go 6 equals 15. Now look what we're doing. The same thing that we just did. Okay, so what do we have to do? You know, it starts with I. Isolate the variable. Yes, you got it. You got it. We've got to subtract. What are we going to subtract? Combine like terms. So let's get rid of this 6. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. Whoop. And I like to draw the line just to remind me what I'm doing. And we're going to go 3x. I'm just going to bring it down. We're making our funnel here. 3x. Am I going to write plus 0? No, because mathematicians are lazy, right? So I have 15 minus 6 is 9. And now what do? Isolate the variable. How do I get the 3 alone? Yes. So I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. So these 3's cancel out, and I'm left with just x. So because mathematicians are lazy, we could say 1x, but that's too much work. They think that's too much work. So we're going to cross that off, and we're just going to leave it as x. So x equals 9 divided by 3 is 3. And there we go. I love seeing these answers. You guys are here. You're getting it. You are so focused, and I'm so proud of you. Okay, we're going to do another one just like that because we're just rocking it, okay? All right. Okay, this will be another distributive one, okay? So we have here, let's see here. I'm going to go 2 times y minus 4 equals 6. Okay, what am I going to do? It's like, remember, it's like giving the chocolate, right? I'm going to give give some chocolate or distribute the 2, right? Can I add these together? I forgot to ask. That's the first step. Can we add these together? No, because they're not alike, right? Can't add or subtract y and 4 together. So we can't do that. So we're going to just leave it like that and then distribute it. Give a little bit of the 2 to the y, give a little bit of the 2 to the x, right? So 2 times y. Type in the chat, what is 2 times y? Michael, hi. I'm so glad that you're here. What is 2 times y? 2y. And now we're going to go 2 to the 4. Whoop. What is 2 times 4? 8. Now, is this going to be a positive 8 or is it going to be a negative 8? What is it going to be, positive or negative? Yes, it's going to be negative because we have this little negative right there. So we're going to keep it at negative equals 6. Okay, what are we going to do now? Isolate the variable. Okay, so we need to get 2 by itself, and we have a negative 8. If I have a negative 8, how do I get rid of a negative 8? I add 8, right? So I'm going to add 8 to both sides, plus 8. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so I'm going to bring down my 2y, and negative 8 plus 8 is what? Is 0, right? Mathematicians are too lazy. They're not going to write it down. So now I have 6 plus 8 is what? 14. You guys are really engaged and you're rocking it. I love this. Okay, what do I do now? Type in the chat and tell me, what do I do now to isolate the variable? How do I get you alone, right? How do I get this y alone? What do I do? I divide, yes. So divide by 2, divide by 2, and the 2 divided by 2, or really any number divided by itself, is just going to be 1. So I could take like 15 divided by 15, and what is the answer? 1. I could take 200 divided by 200, and what's the answer going to be? 1. Anytime we take a number and we divide it by itself, the answer is always 1. And this is a really important thing for you to remember. Okay, so this cancels, and I'm left with 1y, or just y, equals 14 divided by 2 is 7. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so friends, I've shared this with a few of you, but if you just joined us, I'm going to be offering a free class, and it's not just a YouTube, it's going to be on Zoom where we can see each other's faces, and I'm really excited. It's called GED HiSET Success, and I'm going to go over the difference between the two. GED HiSET Success, the roadmap to passing. So I'm going to give you some of my best tips for passing the HiSET test. We'll go, or passing either test. We'll go over the difference between GED and HiSET, and we'll also cover other things like making a schedule, testing, or dealing with test anxiety, keys to really passing the test, tips, and then I have, just so many things that I have to share with you. And I'm offering the class three times on Zoom. So it'll be 2 of them next week. So Wednesday, or I guess Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the following Sunday. So 3 times I'm offering this class just to make sure that it fits with your schedule. And I am just so excited for this. You have no idea. Like, I love teaching, and I can't wait to teach it where we'll have a Zoom class. So I have it here just right in the chat. So some of you have already given me a sign that you've signed up for this class. It's free. Did I mention that? Free. It's not going to cost you time, and it's going to be just a lot of fun with us together. Okay, so please give me a sign, a heart, a thumbs up to this video if you've already signed up for it, or if you're going to sign up for this free class. I can't wait to meet you there. Okay, let's erase what we've got going on here. And we're going to do another one, okay? But this time, prepare yourself, friends. We're going to do fractions, okay? Fractions freak people out. And we're going to go through it and make it not as scary. Okay, so I have here 1/2 x. Or maybe we're going to change it. We're going to change it to an m. Okay, an m for Michelle. So I have here 1/2 m plus 3 equals 7. Okay, type in the chat and tell me, what is the first thing that I have to do to solve for this? It starts with I. What is the first thing? Yes, isolate the variable. So I need to get this m alone. How do I get you alone, right? How do I get this m alone? Have to get rid of the 3, right? So add 3 or subtract 3 from both sides. Yes, you got it. You got it. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Doop, doop. And I like to draw my little lines, make the sounds. It makes it more fun. So I have here, just bring down the 1/2 m. And plus 3 minus 3 is just 0, but they're not going to write it down, right? And now I have 7 minus 3. What is 7 minus 3? Yes, you got it. 4. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do the. I'm just going to talk to you about it first, but then I'm going to show you how to do it because not all fractions are as easy as 1/2. Okay, if I have 1/2 of m is 4. If half of m is 4, what is a full m? So just think about it without even doing any math. Just logically think about it. If half of it is 4, what is a full amount? Think about your age. Take your age and divide it in half. And so, let's say you're 20. Half of 20, 10. So I could say like half of my age is 10. So then, how much is my full age if half my age is 10? And you'd say 20, right? So if here I have half of m is 4, then what is a full m? It's going to be 8, right? But let me show you how to do it on here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take it and invert it like this, okay? And whenever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So what I do when I'm multiplying fractions is I just multiply straight across, right? Sorry about this glare. So I take 2 over 1 is 2, and then 1 times 2 is 2. But wait, didn't we just talk about how any number over itself is just 1? Yeah. So this is just 1, right? So I could write 1m. Oh, but we don't write the 1 because mathematicians are lazy, right? So I'm left with n. And then I have over here, I'm going to throw the 4 over 1 because anytime we throw a number over, it's just itself. So I'm going to go 4 times 2 is 8, and then over 1. But we know any number over 1 is just itself. So I made it a little bit, I went through the whole process of this, but if we do it when we have more difficult numbers, then it makes a little bit more sense. Why we have to go through that whole process. Look at that. Laura, you just registered for the class. That makes my day. Laura, I can't wait to see you. We're going to just have a fun time together. Everyone else, let me just type in the chat. Join us for this class. It's going to be a blast. If you are a teacher, though, that's not the link that I want you to do. I do have a separate teacher link, which I'll be sure to put in the chat. Okay, so friends, we're 23 minutes in. Do type in the chat and tell me, do you want me to do one more or should we just end it here? Have we had enough? One more or end it? Put in the comments. Let me know. Let me know here what you think. One more or end it. We've got it. Just a couple people left here. Sure, we can do one more and then we'll be done. Okay, we're going to do another fraction one, but this fraction one's going to be a little bit harder, okay? But friends, with practice, you can do this. Make sure you believe in yourself, like I believe in you too. Okay, so I'm going to go 2/3 y minus 1 equals 5. Okay, So 2/3 y minus 1 equals 5. So first thing I have to do is, starts with isolate the variable, right? Say that with me. Isolate the variable. I feel like when I do this with my hands, isolate the variable, it just helps it stick in my head a little bit more. So I have my +1 or my -1. Tell me in the chat, what should I do? What should I do here to solve for this? So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, right? Yes, you guys are getting this. Okay, so I'll bring down my 2/3 y. -1 plus 1 is what? Yeah, it's just 0, right? So I leave it as that. And now I have 6, or 5 plus 1 is 6. Now, this is where doing that process we just did is going to be really helpful. Okay, so I have 2/3 y equals 6. To get rid of the 2/3, I have to invert the 2/3 or flop it, okay? So I'm going to go here. You know what? Let me change colors. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply it by 3 halves. But I know whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other, right? So I'm going to put the 6 over 1, and then I'm going to times it by 3 halves. Okay, and what that's going to do is I can cross these out. That's called cross multiply. So 3 over 3 is just 1, and 2 over 2 is just 1, and 1 times 1 is just 1. So now I'm left with y equals, now this is where it comes in, right? This is multiplying by fractions. Yeah, the reciprocal, absolutely. So I'm going to multiply straight across. What is 6 times 3? 6 times 3 is 18, right? And now I'm going to go 1 times 2 is just 2. So now I have to think about here, 18 over 2. What's a number that goes into 18 and 2? Type in the chat. What number goes into 18 and 2? Yes, 2, right? So I'm going to simplify it. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 2 divided by 2 is just 1. Except I know that I can just go like that because any number over 1 is just itself. Okay, friends, I'm so glad that you're here. This has been a great time, a great math class. Do comment in the chat and tell me that you registered for that class because it's fun, and I'm going to offer it 3 times. Again, it's a math class, right? And so it's GED HiSET Success, your roadmap to passing. This is really going to help you on your GED and HiSET journey. And I'm just so thankful that we're going to be able to cover so many things, and it will be live and interactive. So, friends, make sure you believe in yourself. I believe in you, and I know you can do this math, even though sometimes it's a little bit tricky. You've got to just practice, and you can do it. And friends, I will see you in my next video. Next week, I'll do another live, but my first free masterclass, sorry, I'm like hitting the bench and it's shaking. The first free masterclass is going to be on Tuesday. So Tuesday, and then also Wednesday, and then the following Sunday. So next week, when we do our same live here, one of the master classes will have already passed. So make sure that you sign up for that master class so that you can hit it, okay? Because it will really, really help you in getting your GED or your HiSET. So again, I've got it here in the chat. Sign up for that master class. It'll really help you. And that's what I'm here for, just to be a teacher that is kind and supportive and here for you, even though we don't live in the same place. Okay, friends, that's it for now. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you in our live masterclass next week. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.